Hi, my name is Chris and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about binoculars. Excuse me. From compact binoculars to giant binoculars and what they're good for. Um, we're going to go over what the numbers mean, what type of lenses you need, which ones to stay away from, and where to get good pair quality binoculars. There are two types of lenses: BAK 4, or known as back 4, and back 7. You do not want back 7. Back 7 is for kids. Back 4 is more light gathering. Back 7, they're kind of dimmer, kind of fuzzy looking. They're not good for the night sky. They're okay for bird watching, but for the most part, you don't want back 7. You want back 4. All of my lenses that I have are all back 4. Yeah, you pay a little bit more for them, but you're going to enjoy it more. Now the question lies is what type of binoculars is good for astronomy, because this is an astronomy channel. These are not good for astronomy. They're too small. These I use for hunting. I might get a lot of haters out there, but yes, I do hunt. These are strictly for hunting. I have these 7 by 35s. I use these for looking at the birds and animals in my backyard. I'll have a preserve back there, and it'd be great for that. Then you have the roof. Well, let's go back. We have Pro prism and roof prisms. I don't recommend roof prisms for astronomy for one reason. They're smaller and they're more expensive. I have these for hunting too, and I use them mainly for hunting. The Pro prisms is what you want. I mentioned in my last video how to use them, how to set them. Now you're going to ask, what size do I get? I get that a lot. What size binoculars should I get for astronomy? Should I get gigantic ones? Should I get a pair of 10 by 50s, 7 by 50s? I recommend, now this is just my opinion only, 10 by 50s. They are great. You can hold them for a couple minutes before your hand gets tired and you start to shake. These, I guarantee you, you're not going to hold. You're going to need a tripod. Now, the other question is how much should I pay for binoculars? Well, a pair of 10 by 50s, which is 10 times the magnification by 50 objective lens. They say the bigger the better, brings in more light, but comes with a cost. Now, these will run you anywhere from $150 to about $300, $400. That's not including the tripod. Tripod for something like that is going to run you about $130 to $200 and up, because it goes by weight. Now, my rule of thumb is for binoculars, weight-wise, is these weigh maybe a pound. So I will go with a lightweight tripod, somewhere around 6 pounds maximum. For these weigh 5 pounds out of the box, not with all the accessories that I have on it. I have a laser, I have a scope, changes colors, green, red. This you're going to need about 15 to about 25 pound um, 25 pound weight on your tripod. It means your tripod can handle that weight. I also have these are 15 by 70s, 15 by 70s, 15 magnification, 70 millimeter objective lens. These right out of the box are about 3 pounds, so I would suggest 6 to 10 pound tripod weight. That can hold it, not the weight of the tripod, maximum weight of the tripod can actually hold. That's what you're going to look for. I'd highly recommend the 10 by 50s. They're very known through the astronomy clubs and groups and stargazers and everything like that. They're fantastic for it. You can hold them for a couple of minutes. You just take, or you can put them on a tripod. You take this little cap off, as you can see right here. You can screw one of these in and mount them on a tripod. So the basic line is, which one is good for you? Well, like I said, 10 by 50s is perfect for beginners. You need to learn the night sky. The best way I could explain it is get books. Get books on the constellation. You need to learn the constellation. You need to learn the bright stars in the constellations. That's going to teach you how to get from point A to point B to point C to point whatever you want to look at, is by your constellations. Now you say you want to see the Andromeda galaxy. Me, I go through Cassiopeia, and then I work my way at an angle to Andromeda, and then you'll see the Andromeda galaxy. Now, what you see in pictures and what you see in real life, two different things. What you expect and what you see, totally different. The Andromeda galaxy in these binoculars is just a little fuzz, and that's it. About the size of a pencil eraser, fuzzy. And you'll know it when you see it, because all the other stars will be pinpoints, and then there'll be a little fuzzy dot. That's the Andromeda galaxy. You can see them in the 10 by 50s. You will see it in 10 by 50s. You'll see a lot of double stars. You'll see the Orion Nebula with these, and you'll actually see color with it. So don't let anybody tell you can't see color, because you will see color. So that's the bottom line. You can get really technical with binoculars. The numbers, the back numbers, size, weight, everything like that. It all depends on what you want to do. If you're just starting out, I do not recommend getting a telescope, because you're going to get frustrated and it's going to sit in the corner and it's just going to collect clothes and dust. Many people that I know that have telescopes, they're just clothes hangers, because they don't know how to use them. They say, oh, I want to get a telescope and run outside and see this and see that. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. You got to learn how to set it up. You got to learn the night sky, and the field of view is a lot smaller than a pair of these or a pair of these. You're going to have a much wider field of view. So when you're standing out there and you're looking up, you say, okay, I'm looking this way. You set it up, and you can see, even when you pull the binoculars away from you, you'll see. Binoculars will help you see a little further. But I don't recommend getting a telescope to start off with. he's just gonna wind up getting frustrated and throw it across the room, or it'll just be a clothes hanger. I do recommend a good pair of 10 by 50 binoculars. Now, they run anywhere between 60 to a few $100s. It all depends on what you want. These right here, I got from a local sporting goods store. They were nice enough to let me go outside and look at the stores with them and check it out. If they don't let you do that, don't get them. Seriously. If they say no, you can't go outside and take a look out with them, then you're just wasting your time. Go outside, look at the stores. Go at night, look at the stores real quick. Look around, adjust them, and see if those are the pair you want. Now, when you get into the giant binoculars, they cost a couple $100 easily. Tripods start at around $30 to $50 and up. You don't want lightweight tripods. Stay away from them. Those are good for little cameras, good for binoculars like this. Even these, I go with heavy duty tripods, because you want the weight to hold it, and they're sturdy. You don't want to go out there and next thing you know, you with your 10 by 50s and everything's going like this because your tripod's all shaky. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Do your research. Do a lot of research and also think about what are you going to use them for. If you're strictly going for astronomy and that's it, then I would say go with 10 by 50s and a good tripod, or even the 15 by 70s. Now that's good for, you could take them bird watching and animals and stuff like that, but you got to put them somewhere. You can't just take them off, put them on a shelf, and they mainly go on a tripod like I do. I keep them on a tripod and I'll put a bag over them to keep the dust off. 10 by 50s you can break down, put the tripod away, you can put them back in their case, and put them somewhere, out of sight, out of mind. When you need them, they're there. When it comes to the giant ones, basically you set them up and you leave them set up, because it's a pain in the neck to reset them back up. Take out the tripod, put them on a tripod, set the tripod up, make sure that everything's tight and good. So I tell everybody that asks me, because they see the binoculars, the big ones, and the first things out of their mind is, how much and where did you get them from? And I tell them you don't need it. If you're just learning, you don't need it. You don't need a telescope. 10 by 50s is the best. I tell everybody. There was one on, somebody was asking, what's the best binoculars to get for stargazing? And the whole chat site was saying 10 by 50s. They're fantastic. They're portable. You can wear them around your neck with the strap. You can put them on a tripod and go out and do your thing. But like I said, the only way you're going to learn the night sky is through reading books and finding your constellations and what type of season is your constellation is going to be, because there's 88 constellations and there's 12 months of the year. You got spring, you're going to get a whole different set of constellation. Summer is going to be a different type of constellation. The fall is going to be different, and the winter is going to be different. And it all depends. Everybody says, yeah, I'm going to do it. And it's starting the summertime, it's fine and great. But go to the fall and the winter, and you're standing out there and you're stargazing, and it's like 19 degrees, 10 degrees, you're not going to do it unless you're dedicated. So make sure you know what you're going to do in, before you invest money into stargazing. I'm not telling you not to stargaze. I know a lot of people that just do it with their bare eyes. But 10 by 50s is perfect. A, a decent, strong tripod is good. Same thing with these. Don't get cheesy ones. Amazon sells these. That's where I got mine from. They start about $10 and up. These are great. Screw them onto one of the eyepiece. Still look to the other one. It's a little difficult, but you can do it, and you can take pictures. Now you're gonna ask, what can you see with 10 by 50s? Well, you'll see Jupiter and its moons, guaranteed. You'll see double stars. You'll see the Orion Nebula. You'll see star clusters. You'll see the Pleiades, and they're perfect for it. So that's what I recommend. I recommend a good pair of 10 by 50 binoculars. There's so many different names out there, and a lot of times you pay for the name. I know, but if you're on a budget, you can go and get a good pair of 10 by 50s through your sporting goods store. But ask if you can go outside and look at the stars with them. If they say no, get up and walk away. Go to a reputable company. I'll give you a couple names of reputable companies. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get paid by them. I'm not sponsored by them. These are companies I've used in the past to buy equipment. High Point Scientific, very good. B&H Photo is excellent. They have really, really good, knowledgeable people there that'll talk to you. Same thing with High Point Scientific and Camera Concepts. Another good one I've used in the past, and their staff and their knowledge is just fantastic. So go with a reputable company. Don't go out and buy 10 binoculars from Amazon, because you're going to play the game of shipping it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because it's going to be out of collimation. Your stars are going to look like little flares. They're not going to be pinpoint. So you're going to wind up sending them back because you're going to think there's something wrong. At first, when you look at trees and birds and stuff like that, they'll be fine. When you look at stars, it's going to be a whole other ball game. Make sure you get to use them and look at them. The three companies that I named, they sell high quality equipment. They're not a joke. They're reputable companies. I do highly recommend them. Like I said, I'm not paid by them. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. But I had very good success with those companies. Like these things here, the Digiscope tripod mount, you can get that through Amazon. That's about it on binoculars. I mean, you got to think of first where you're going to put them. What are you going to do with them? Everybody likes the big giant binoculars, I mean, I painted this thing. I call them Wally. A lot of people call them Johnny Number Fives from the movies. They're great. I use them all the time. They're set up in my kitchen. If I'm going to run out, clear night, right out the back door, and I set them up. And I look at them. I take my 10 by 50s with me. So on that note, it's just really up to you. What do you want to do with them? I can't make that decision for you. You gotta think about it before you start investing in astronomy gear, because it will get expensive. I ain't gonna kid you. It'll get very expensive, and you'll start off liking it, and then you'll give up on it. And I know many people that given up on it. Go to your local astronomy clubs. You can look them up. Just say astronomy club near me on your phone or Google it. Go there. Go to one of their star parties. Check out their equipment. See what they got. Like I said before, take a notebook with you. Write the stuff down. And then think about, do I want a telescope or do I want binoculars? I know guys who just binoculars. That's all they have. Binoculars. I have both. I have two telescopes. One's a 5-inch refractor. One's a 50 millimeter reflector. Oh, I'm sorry. A 5-inch reflector and a 50 millimeter refractor, and they both go tos. I also have the 20 by 80s, 15 by 70s, 10 by 50s, 7 by 35s. These are 10 by 25s. I have them all, and I use them all for different things. So on that note, leave comments below. I'll answer your questions to the best of my knowledge and the best of my ability. And, you know, I'll steer you in the right direction. On that note, I'd like to say thank you, subscribe, like, leave comments below, and keep looking up. Thank you and have a good day.